How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Pete's Carport, and welcome to a very fun and interesting video featuring my 1984 Porsche 944. It is a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated engine, definitely not known for its sound, but with the right muffler setup, the right exhaust system, can it sound good? Absolutely. Now, most people are going to tell you, go with the Dansk. I think that's how you pronounce it, D-A-N-S-K. And it sounds really good, and that is absolutely true. I've seen tons of videos on it. I've not heard it in person, but everyone who has one will swear by it. But what other mufflers can we put on there? I know all of you guys that own these cars are always wondering what other mufflers can sound really good. You want that deep, crisp tone. You don't want something to sound what we say ricey. So I went through a lot of the mufflers that I had in storage and pulled out this one right here. And what we've got is an HKS High-power. It has a big old tip on here. I also recorded earlier. This thing looked disastrous. I polished it out. I'll put on the screen now the before and after. I lost that footage. Now, the other thing I want to do is, instead of the catalytic converter, which I've already removed, I want to put in place of that a cherry bomb glass pack. So I went ahead and set these up. Now you're probably looking at it saying, what the hell is that pipe sticking up? Well, I went ahead and tack welded it. I don't have a great welder. In fact, I probably have the worst welder you can get. I got it to penetrate, got the welds to hold, but I went ahead and put this kind of muffler bond stuff on here, and I'm allowing that to dry. Now what that's going to do is cover up any little pinholes that might still be there because I couldn't get the entire thing welded all the way around perfectly. That's my welder, guys. That's the Chicago Electric 125. And I just realized I'm missing the tip, and it bounced around a lot. So I wasn't able to get perfect penetration all the way around, but it came out really good. So I went ahead and dabbed this stuff on there. Gonna let it dry, that way we don't have any leaks at all. What we're gonna do is go ahead and replace the catalytic converter with this cherry bomb muffler here. We're gonna start it up, give some revs with the stock muffler still in place. Then we're gonna go ahead and cut out the stock muffler, do it with just the cherry bomb in place of our catalytic converter and see how that sounds. Then we're going to put this combination onto the car and see how that sounds. So we're going to have no catalytic converter, the cherry bomb muffler in place, and our HKS high-power muffler. So let's see how it sounds. Now, I am going to tell you, I put this muffler on my 318i, which was also a 4-cylinder engine, and it sounded way better than I ever expected. It was a very nice deep tone, very crisp sounding, did not sound ricey in my opinion at all. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and set it up and see what kind of sound we can get, guys. Well guys, my HKS muffler is all ready to be installed, and I know you guys are excited to hear how this thing sounds, but I did want to explain something that I forgot to explain in the beginning, and that is, why did I not take this down to a professional muffler shop to get it installed? And there are three main reasons why. Number one, I wanted to be able to show you guys each part of the sound, that glass pack with the stock muffler, the glass pack by itself, and now the glass pack with the HKS. If I took it to a shop, they wouldn't be able to install it that way. And then the second reason is I went down to my standard muffler shop, usually gives me amazing prices. Everything has shot up so much. They quoted me $450 to install all this, and that was without the glass pack. And they wanted to keep my catalytic converter. So I felt like that was just too much at this moment. I could probably get this done by myself mostly, and then bring it up there if I needed something welded. And the third reason is they wanted to install this muffler way back just because of the setup of this car. And when you guys see how I'm gonna install this, it's gonna blow you away, because it is gonna look really, really good, but I had to modify a lot of things. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. I had to cut out a lot of this section up in here, so that we're going to be able to squeeze this muffler exactly where I want it to go. So enough talking, without further ado, let me go ahead and install this. I'll show you guys the sound, and then I'll show you guys exactly how it's mounted up in there and the future plans of getting this thing professionally installed. Stay tuned. Wow, that sounded absolutely insane, guys, and I really hope it comes out on video as good as it sounds in person. I did a ton of filming. I did different angles. I tried to get as many different types of revs as I could for you guys, and I still think we have a small exhaust leak somewhere. I'm thinking it's coming from the headers up front, because I can hear the ticking. It probably is going to come across in the video as well, but I think it's coming from up in that area there. Of course, like I said from the beginning, this is not professionally installed. I may have some small leaks along here. Now the goal is to take this down to a nice exhaust shop and have them fabricate it to fit in exactly how I have it, because we need to get some hangers. But man, doesn't that look so good with that polished exhaust up in there. That needs to be pulled up before I can even drive it and hung. It's pretty solid. I mean, it's mounted in there really well, except for right here that needs to be pulled up and over that axle. But here, pretty solid. It's gonna need some rubber mounts that are gonna go right up in there. I'm hoping we can weld something to it. But overall, it is in the perfect spot, exactly where I wanted it. And I'm so glad I didn't waste my time having that shop install it, telling me they couldn't pull it up this far. They really wanted to end it like right around here, which I think would have looked terrible. Well, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm so glad I found a good combination that I think is going to be an absolute killer for you guys with a 944. This is an HKS, let me make sure, it's the HKS High-power. Says it right there. And this is a pretty big tip on here. If you guys have any trouble finding this exhaust, so originally we pulled this muffler off a GS 300. There was 2 of them. I put one on my 318i. Didn't like the way they mounted it on that either. And now I've got it perfectly mounted exactly where I want it on my Porsche 944. It sounds amazing. I'm very happy that I went with that glass pack in there that kind of muffled it down. It probably would have sounded insane without it, but just a little too loud for me to go on the street. I don't want to hear all that sound when I'm driving around. I want to be able to hear a little bit of the exhaust without making myself go deaf. You guys have an awesome day. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Anything I should do differently with it, or anything you guys would like to see moving forward. You guys have an awesome day, a blessed week, and I'll catch you on the next video.